Hi, friend. I have a 10-minute short practice for you for when you've just had one of those days. Um, I'm here for you. I got you. Let's start by finding a comfortable seat. And right away, place your hands on your side ribs. This is one of my favorite practices to do. I notice that when I have a hard day or a hard time with my toddler, my whole body just like tenses up and I kind of round. And so the first thing we're going to do is open that up, open the breath up. So with those hands on those side ribs, right away starting to tune into your breath, tune into your posture. So notice, yeah, if you were in that rounded shape, start to roll the shoulders onto the back, lift your heart. Notice if you've been breathing really short and shallow, and start to deepen the breath down into the rib cage so that as you breathe in, your rib cage starts to expand. We fill up, and exhale, you let all the air out. The ribs draw in towards the spine. Again, inhale, you fill up. Imagine your rib cage is a big red balloon. We're filling that balloon up with air. Exhale, we're letting all the air out of the balloon. Keep going with your breath. You can start to close the eyes, allowing this breath to help you feel better, help you feel a bit more relaxed, a bit more space in the body. And when you feel like you've grasped the concept of this breath, you can start to lower the hands down and take a final few nice deep breaths here. And then from here, I'll invite you to place both hands on your heart, just acknowledging yourself for showing up to your practice, for doing the absolute best you can, and having some grace for yourself for maybe all the ways that you haven't been showing up how you want to. Good, let's take a breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Lower your hands down, blink the eyes open. All right, let's start to invite some movement into the body here with the hands on the knees. Inhale, arch your back, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, round your spine. Pull the shoulder blades apart. Bring your chin to your chest. Inhale, arch your back, tilt your pelvis forward, squeeze your shoulder blades together. And exhale, round your pelvis, round your back. Good. Inhale, tilt the pelvis, arch the back. Exhale, round the back, tuck the tailbone under. Last time. Good. Sit up nice and tall, right hand down, left arm reaches up and over. And we'll switch sides. Come back up. Let's take a gentle twist to either side. Inhale as you sit up nice and tall. Exhale, use your hands to twist. Gaze beyond that back shoulder. Inhale to center, twist in the opposite direction. Inhale, you grow tall. Exhale, use your hands to twist. Inhale back through center. Let's come on to hands and knees. And right away, start to make some movements with the spine. Anything that feels good here. I like to make some circular movements with my rib cage. Move the hips side to side, shoulders side to side. Good. Inhale, reach the right arm high. Exhale, thread the needle. Reach that right arm all the way through, lower onto the right shoulder, right side of the face. Now with your left hand, push into that hand, taking a little deeper into the twist, and then press that right shoulder down. Good, and then you can stay right here if you'd like, or you could step the left leg out to the side or straight back behind you. You could also reach the left arm up and back. Oh, I love this variation. Take a few breaths here. So we got a twist going on in the spine. If you're reaching that left arm up and back, opening up the chest and stretching the rhomboids, the muscles between the shoulder blades. Feels so good. Okay, let's lower that left hand down, step the left leg in, slide the right arm out. Very quickly make some circles with the right arm in one direction, and then we'll go in the opposite direction. Nice. Lower that hand down. Inhale the left arm high. Exhale, thread the needle. Lower onto the left shoulder, left side of the face. Press into your right hand, taking you into the twist. Press the left shoulder down. And then maybe we step that right leg out. Maybe we reach the right arm up and back. We're going to hold and breathe here. And it's a bit of a balancing act, which we're good at, right? Balancing all the things. Good. One more inhale here. Exhale, lower that right hand down. Step the right leg in. Slide the left arm out. We'll make some circles here. Circles in the opposite direction. Good. Let's, from here, walk the hands forward for puppy pose, Anahatasana. And lower the forehead down towards the floor. You could also bend the elbows, grab opposite elbows, make a little pillow with the forearms for the head. That's what I'm going to go for. This feels nice. Keeping your hips stacked over your knees. Relax and melt the heart down towards the floor. Maybe you wiggle those elbows a little more forward. Okay, and then we'll walk the hands back under. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog here. And we'll pedal out the feet, bending the right knee, sending that left heel down towards the floor for a few breaths. And then deeply bend your left knee, send the right heel down towards the floor. Hold and breathe. Okay, you can do that a few more times. And then eventually, before finding movement, maybe you rock your hips side to side, shoulders side to side. And then we'll pause in stillness, pushing those hips up and back, maybe keeping the knees slightly bent. Now bring your big toes together to touch. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back. Bend the elbow, start to roll the hip open, stacking the hip, feeling a stretch in the front of that right thigh, right hip. Good, and now we'll re-square those hips. So hips come back to center. We'll make some circles with the hip, or with that right knee, excuse me, and then circles in the opposite direction. Good, lower that right foot down, lower the knees down, knees wide, hips to heels, child's pose for a moment. Inhale, come back to the knees, tuck the toes, downward dog once again. And we'll switch sides, lifting the left leg up and back. Bend your knee, roll the hip open, stacking the hips, feeling the stretch across the front of the left thigh, left hip. Or maybe you don't feel a stretch. Maybe this just feels good. And that's great too. Good, and then we'll square those hips back to center, make some circles with that left knee. And circles in the opposite direction. Strengthening the upper body muscles, opening up the hips here. Great, lower that left foot down. Let's take child's pose to finish. And now I will leave you here in child's pose. You can stay in child's pose for a nice long yin practice, or you can sit in seated meditation, or maybe you're like me and duty calls and you gotta go. Whatever it is, thank you so much for joining me today. Sending you love, sending you energy. Namaste.